Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. Look what just arrived in my stash. The new Beauty Bay Rich palette. Now, there were 3 different Rich palettes released. There was a 42 pan, there was this 16 pan, which I chose to go with, and there was also a 9 pan palette. I have had fairly good luck with Beauty Bay palettes. This one retails for $20. The 42 pan I believe is $38 and the 9 pan I believe is $15. You guys know Beauty Bay is always running sales though, so I'm pretty sure you can get this at 20% off at some point. So this one is going to contain 16 different shadows. There are, let's see, 4, 5, 6, 7 matte shadows and the rest are going to be shimmer shadows. I had no issues swatching this palette. I thought this palette swatched out really well, so I'm excited. I'll be creating 3 looks for you guys today. These are definitely fall tones. Fall vibes right here. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. If it is your first time here on my channel, I just want to say hello and welcome to all of you. My name is Steph and I love trying new makeup. I am primarily a new makeup review channel, but I also do multiple looks with eyeshadow palettes, as you'll see here today. We do get ready with me style of videos, haul style videos, ranking videos. We just talk about makeup. We have a great time while doing it. If that sounds fabulous to you, I want to invite you to become part of our makeup family. Do me a favor, click on that subscribe button, hit the bell next to it. That way you'll be notified every time I do drop a new video. And if you're a fan of Beauty Bay, you just want to see a new affordable eyeshadow palette to see if it's any good, be sure to give this video a thumbs up before you go. As usual guys, everything that I'm wearing, which I'm trying out a new foundation today, it's the new one from REM Beauty, which is Ariana Grande's brand. Everything will be linked and listed in the description box, and some of those things might be affiliate links. So if you do end up shopping, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. Let's dive on into this Rich palette. If you guys want to see it in action, keep on watching. So I'm going to start first with the shade. I believe the shade name on this one is Cielo, if I'm not mistaken. That in Spanish means ceiling or sky. And I'm going to use my Gain Beauty E07. And so you'll see I'm just starting down here because this is obviously where I would place the darkest shade. And normally this would be like the 2nd or 3rd shade that I would go in with. But, you know, I just want to try new things, try new techniques, see what works, see what doesn't. That is some very good payoff though. Wow. The 9 pan palette, I don't think it had any shimmer shadows. The 42 pan palette was just a little too big for my taste. The 16 pan is perfect, at least for me and my collection. Now on a Rephr 14, I'm going to go in with the shade Violin. And you'll see that as I'm going lighter with the shades, the brushes are getting slightly larger as well. I think we're getting a really nice blend. Now on a Rephr 15, I'm going in with the shade Organza, which is the lightest matte shade in this palette, and I'm just running it on top. Okay, we have a situation there. I'll try and take care of that right now. Again, this is not the order that I do my eyeshadows. I start from lightest to deepest. I'm going back in with the shade Violin and my Rephr 14. That helped, but now I'm going to add the darker shade, which is Cielo. So see, I think I would have been fine just doing it my regular way, my more traditional way, but we did get a good blend. You are going to have to work, you know, a little bit to blend out the darker shade, but that's expected because it is a darker shade and you want it to be as smooth and seamless as possible. Now we're going to add a shimmer. Let's do a shimmer. Want to go, I think I'm going to do this one right here. Actually, let's do these 2. We can do these two. The first one I'm going to go in with is called Cranberry, and the second one is going to be Spritz. I'm using a damp Morphe M124. Typically, Beauty Bay has a really nice shimmer formula. Yeah, that looks so pretty. If this is not getting you in the fall spirit, I don't know what's going to. Now I'm going to flip that brush around and go in with Spritz. What I do is I pick up the product first and then I just spray it with some setting spray. Put that right in here. Alright, so for the lower lash line, I think I'm going to go in with the only shade I haven't used in the top row called Fondant. I'm taking that on a BK Beauty 210 brush. Now on that same brush, I think I'm going to go into this shade right here. This one is called Bisque. This shade is definitely more of like a traditional shimmer shadow, maybe even a satin. So I'm not getting much intensity from it. That's a little disappointing. Okay guys, I'm going to add the finishing touches off camera and I'll be right back to show you this completed look number 1. Okay guys, so here is the completed look number 1. I used a little bit of a Rare Beauty liquid eyeliner for the top lash line. The mascara I'll be using in today's video is this one from Thrive. It is their 2-bean mascara. For the lower waterline, I went in with this one that I got from, I think it was from TEMU, and this one is in the shade... That's the thing with these. Sometimes they don't have color 18, it says. Color 18. So this is a look. I like it. I don't think the shimmers are super impactful. I think they're more like traditional stylish shimmers, which is just fine, especially for those of you that maybe can't wear all this sparkle to work. Like this is, I think, would be a pretty work appropriate look, but I'll let you decide on that. Let's move over to the left eye and we'll start working on look number 2. So for look 2, I think I'm going to start with this shade right here. This one is called Shiraz, and then I'm going to work into this deeper shade called Mulberry. I'm taking Shiraz on a Refer 14. I'm not too sure if this palette is limited edition. Sometimes like the palettes that they release around this time of year for fall tend to be limited edition, but we'll see. I'm not too sure if they're gonna put out like maybe a more Halloween themed palette, kind of like what they did last year. I know that one was a limited edition. I don't remember the name of it offhand, but that was pretty good. This one could be a permanent. I don't see this being limited edition, but I could be wrong. Okay, that is a really pretty shade. It's blending out really well. It has some really nice pigmentation. Now with that same brush, I'm just going to clean it off. I'm going to go into Mulberry. And just focus that out here. I'm right in here to the lower part of the crease. Alright, now I think I'm going to go in with this really pretty shimmer down here. This one is called Garnet. I'm using the damp Morphe M124. I'm going to try picking it up with my finger. It's pretty. It looks like it has like a gold reflect or a copper reflect to it. Yeah, that's pretty. It's just not like really sparkly. Like they look a little more sparkly in the pan than what they're translating to on the eye. Okay, for the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with I guess Hickory over here. I'm using a BK 207. I wish this had like a matte, like an off-white shade or a cream shade. I think that would have been nice as like an inner corner highlight, a brow bone highlight. because this is a pretty deep palette when you look at the matte shadows. Even the shimmers are a bit deeper toned. Now I'm going to take the shade Candle and I'm going to apply that to the inner corner. I'm using a damp Lunar Beauty #1 brush. Ooh, that's pretty. We see some sparkle on this one. Okay guys, I am going to pop off camera to take care of those finishing touches. I'll be right back to show you the completed look #2. Alright, so here is look #2. Let me tell you what I did. I took Candle, the inner corner shade, and I applied it right here to the center of the lid with my finger, and I think that really makes it pop. I like that. I think if you want to make the shimmers pop, especially like the darker ones, go in with your finger with a lighter one. I think that's going to really help you achieve like the sparkle effect that you're looking for. Same everything with the exception of the lower waterline. I'm using a lip crayon. This one is from Revlon. It is in the shade, let's see, Matte Light Crayon. What shade is this one? Gosh. Wine. No, On Cloud Wine. That's what it's called. Right here. I like the way both of these looks turned out. I think this one is my favorite. I'm gonna go take some quick pictures and then I'll be right back. I'll remove this look and we'll start creating the third and final look with the Rich palette from Beauty Bay. Okay, so for look #2, I want to try something that I did in one of my last videos. It was using the new Urban Decay was it a Metal Mania palette where I kind of did like a little graphic liner but with the shadow. This time I want to try doing like a center shimmer shadow. So what I'm going to do is, let's see, I'm trying to see which matte shade. I think I've used all of the matte shades already. So I'm going to go in with probably this shade right here. Yeah, I want it to be kind of dark. So I think I am going to go in, I'm going to go back in with Mulberry and I'm going to create that graphic liner effect. And then we're going to just try and see what we can come up with. Let's see, let's try something a little bit different with this look. So I'm using my Rephr 12 and I'm just going to follow the natural shape of my eye. And just bring this out. I'm gonna clean it up because I kind of want this to be a little thinner than the look I created with the Urban Decay palette. I actually didn't put on any eye primer. I just have some concealer on my eye right now. Okay, so something like that, you can see where I kind of messed up there a little bit, but that's gonna get all taken care of. I just want kind of like a deep shade going on here. Now I'm going to go in with the REM Sweetener Concealer and just a little brush like this. And I'm going to clean that up. Okay, so something just like that. I kind of don't want anything like right in here. So far, so good. Now I'm going to get my Rephr 03, same shade. And now I'm going to connect these together, just like that. Okay, so we have our shape defined. Now we need to add a shimmer shadow. So I have not used Sequin. So I think that is what I'm going to use. I also haven't used Crown. But I think I just want to do one shimmer. So I'm going to keep it to Sequin. I'm using my damp Morphe M124. See how I'm just keeping it right there in the center. Pick up a little bit with my finger. Yeah, I think some of these shimmers are going to perform better if you pick them up with your finger. I'm like getting more payoff that way. Now we're going to do that same shade right here on the inner corner, but I want to do something for the lower lash line first. Now I'm going to go in with Galaxy right here. This is a shimmer, and I'm going to apply that to the lower lash line. I'm using a Rephr 03. I did not spray this one. Now notice how I'm just keeping this on the lower lash line. I'm not connecting it to what's on top, and you can always go in with a little concealer brush that you use to define your shape to just touch up that little edge there. I want this to be on its own. Now I'm going to pick up that shimmer shadow and apply it right here to the inner corner. And I'm using that same Rephr 03. I just sprayed it. Okay, and this is the look. I like it. I wanted to try this. I kind of wanted to do something like this with that look that I did in the Urban Decay palette, and I know a couple of you mentioned, oh, you should have put a shimmer in the center. Here we go. This is how it would look. Something similar if you wanted to recreate something like that. I'm loving it. Let me go add the finishing touches. I'll be right back to show you this third and final look with the Rich palette. And I used all the shades except for one. Crown was the only shimmer shadow I didn't get to use, so not bad. Okay guys, so here is the completed look. Same eyeliner, I just kept it really close, like really tight line the top lash line. For the lower waterline, I went in with this one from NYX. It is an Epic Wear eyeliner in the shade Berry Goth. I did change lippies, so I've been wearing these from Maybelline. This is the one I've been wearing the majority of the time of the video, and this is in shade 130. This was more of a brick red, but I felt like both of these looks are more berry tone, so I switched into this one right here. This one is in the shade 110, and I'll have them both linked in the description box. Love the way this look turned out. Just something different, you know, something different than the usual. Let me go ahead and wrap up today's video, and I'll share with you guys my final thoughts on this new Rich palette. All right, guys, so I was able to use 15 out of the 16 shades in this palette. I used all of the mattes. This was the only shimmer shadow I didn't get to use. I think the mattes are solid. I think they're great. They worked blended either lightest to deepest or deepest to lightest. I like going from lightest to deepest, and it worked just fine that way, but you do whatever your preference is. I feel like with the shimmers, some of them are going to be more impactful than others. Some of them are more traditional shimmers, and that's okay because we don't always need bright, sparkly shadows. Sometimes, you know, we need to scale things back for work or for church or for whatever it is. But I like these shadows or these shimmers best applied. I think they're best applied with your finger. I think you're going to get more payoff that way. If not, definitely use a damp brush to go in with them. I really didn't get any fallout from this palette, so I think that's pretty good. I think it's a beautiful, deep, fall toned color story. I mean, unless you have a smaller collection, then go for the 42 pan palette, but I think the 16 pan palette is the perfect size. I think it is the perfect palette out of those three. The 9 pan, to my knowledge, has no shimmers. This is like the complete package, and at $20, you guys know Beauty Bay has a lot of discounts, discount codes here and there, so maybe just wait for a sale. But I think this was a nice release for the brand. Is it an original palette? Like, are these shadows that we probably don't already have in our stash? No, we probably have this. This is more of a traditional fall color story, but nonetheless, maybe you've never tried the Beauty Bay formula, and maybe these shades are calling your name, then this would be a nice palette to pick up. Let me know your thoughts now, guys. What did you think about the Rich palette? Which look was your favorite? Are you team 1, 2, 3, none, all? Sound off in the comments down below. Let me know if Rich palette is going to be in your future. I want to thank you guys so much for watching another one of my videos. Y'all have a great day or night wherever it is you all are at. Stay hydrated, guys. Drink that water, and I'm going to see you all very soon. Bye.